Now then, my friends, this may not be the most visually attractive, visually appealing video that I've done. There'll be no special effects, there'll be no lots of different camera angles, there'll be no music. But what it is informative, and it brings up a very, very valid point in a world where we cannot discriminate against colour, sexuality or disabilities. But that does not seem to be the case where electric cars are concerned. And I'm going to bring up that valid point. Now please do me a favour, share this video, let everybody see what owning an electric car is really like. At the moment it is absolutely freezing. I'm stood out here just about to charge my electric car. It's starting to rain, there's no canopy over the top. Now imagine, that's okay for me who's able-bodied, but you get somebody who's disabled, it would be an absolute nightmare. And I've had lots and lots of my viewers bring that valid point up who have disabilities. They've also told me that Motability are trying to push them into having an electric car. I'll let you, if you don't know what Motability is, I'll let you know in a moment. I'm going to charge my car up and we'll get down to the facts that I'm going to bring to you, because it really it is a valid point. Anyway, hit the subscribe button, share it on social media and give us a thumbs up. Now, without further ado, my friends, let's go. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, my friends, and also share the video. Now then, imagine this, right? I'm out here, it's starting to drizzle. You imagine if it's getting really bad now and raining. It's fine for me. I can hop back in the car, and I've just got out of the car really quickly. But imagine doing this if you have a disability. Now, if you do have a disability, I would love to hear your thoughts on electric cars in the comment section down below. Now, 1 second, I'm just going to do this, and then I'm going to have to lift these off, which are really heavy. This is not too bad, to be fair, the Porsche one, but a lot of them are really heavy cables that you have to lift over. Some of them you actually have to pull back and around where the car is, etc. Then you've got things that you're going to trip up over here as well. Then you've got to get the thing in. It really is actually quite heavy. Let me plug it in. Right. So I'm just going to plug this in, and then I've just got to go back to the screen over there. Preparing. Charging. Okay, now then, it is now 1:58 in the afternoon, and we've now got to wait around. Imagine it's raining. Now I have to get back into the car, wait for the car to charge. If you was at a service station or a petrol station, etc., well, it wouldn't be a petrol station, if it was a service station, you'd be able to go in and get a coffee. Actually, some petrol stations do actually have chargers. So you'd have to wait around and get a coffee, etc. Let's get back in the car and have a chat about this. Right, I'll tell you what, we'll just read it out here. The lighting's a little bit better. It is cold, so if my teeth start to chatter, then I do apologise. Right, anyway, for people that don't know what Motability is, and I'm reading this from Wikipedia, by the way, just so I get it right. Motability is a scheme run by a private company called Motability Operations Limited, intended to enable disabled people, their families and carers to lease a new car, scooter or powered wheelchair using their disability benefit. It is overseen by the charity called the Motability Foundation in the United Kingdom. I don't know whether there's schemes like that in the United States or Australia, etc., or the rest of the world. Let me know in the comment section down below. My issue with this is I've had quite a few viewers of mine actually who are on Motability at the moment and have said that the Motability scheme and the garages are trying to push them towards electric cars and not petrol cars, etc. Even though they haven't even got facilities to charge their cars at home. They live in one lives in a row of terraces, I was told, and the other one lives in a block of flats. So they can't actually have chargers installed, so they'd actually have to charge on public charge points, which is more costly. And also, if they have a disability, it's really difficult. There's very few charging places that cater for disabled people. I have seen it one at Charge Point. They have like the Charge Point stations with canopies over the top and everything. They have actually catered for it. However, and there's people there that can help them. The majority of chargers do not cater for people with disabilities. Motability at the moment, I've been on their website. Here we go, look. So there's the website. It says actually choose a vehicle type. So it says car on the left there. Electric options available. You hit with it straight away. And then you'll go on to the next page and it gives you Fiat 600, electric cars available, Nissan Leaf electric, and then we've got Jeep Avenger electric. They really are pushing the electric cars. And then we go Skoda Fabia, which isn't electric, but if you look on there, Citroen Berlingo Estate electric. Now, these are not going to get that many miles to the gallon. You've got your Peugeot Rifter electric. They really are trying to push you towards the electric routes. Toyota ProAce electric cars available. And then you've got electric again here. What have we got here on this one? Hang on. 1 second, my phone's got stuck. There we go. Okay, and it says what's included. Insurance cover, service and MOT, breakdown cover, and then support with your electric car. We'll arrange and cover the cost of a home charge point and a standard installation, or give you access to the BP Pulse network of over 9,000 public charge points. This depends on a few things, it says. Well, first of all, it depends on A, if the charge point is working, B, how long it's actually going to take to charge your car, because the BP Pulse charging network I've used, and it can take quite a while depending upon the grid at the time, how many people's on it, etc., and if your battery's preconditioned, etc. I've waited up to 50 minutes and longer to have my car charged. And then if you go on to the next page here, it says, which makes me laugh, electric cars are the future. Wow, Motability actually can see into the future. They can predict the future and can be exciting. They can also be a nightmare. We'll help you discover whether they're right for you and support you every step of the way. As the automotive industry switches to electric, now is a great time to think about getting one. No, it's not. And then we've got here another one here. Why choose an electric car on the Motability scheme? Support with charging. We can support you with home public charging. We've already said that, but it's showing you again. They can help you with it. Lots of long range vehicles. Right, here we go. We have lots of long range electric cars to choose from. Many of these have a battery range of over 250 miles. Wow, when you can probably get 500 plus out of a diesel. This would get you to Edinburgh, from Edinburgh to Manchester on a single charge. Well, on a diesel, Jeremy Clarkson did London to Edinburgh and back in an Audi diesel. One worry-free package. We'll give you a Motability Go Charge card to help you charge on the go, and we'll arrange your insurance service and MOT breakdown cover. And now, this is interesting. Here we go. Let me just download this. Here we go. So, we've got see how an electric car compares. Now, this is very interesting, right? They're comparing a Peugeot 3008 to a Peugeot 3008 hybrid. A full home charge costs roughly £22. That's if A, you can charge it at home, if you're allowed to, and because some people rent and they're not allowed to put chargers on their homes because they're considered as a fire hazard. Secondly, if you live in a block of flats, then it's going to have to be a long wire, isn't it? And also a lot of apartments, etc., and apartment blocks won't allow them to be fitted. So you're basically going to have your own home and a driveway as well, because otherwise, if you're living in a terraced house, then you're stuffed, aren't you? Because you're going to have to put the lead over the pavement, and then that brings in a whole new legal matters, doesn't it? Right, anyway, on around or around £7 on an off-peak energy tariff. Okay, so you've then got to charge it overnight, probably on Octopus. A full public charge costs roughly £69. roughly £69. Right, I charged up on Instavolt, cost me 70 odd, nearly £80, absolutely ridiculous, and only got me 200 miles on £80, right? And then travel around 326 miles on a full charge. Hang on a minute, travel around 326 miles on a full charge, right? But on the page before, lots of long-range vehicles of over 250 miles. So make your mind up, is it 326 or is it 250 miles? And then we've got rapid charge, 80% in 30 minutes. That's again depending on whether or not the charger is at high speed and what the local grid is like. It's also dependent upon the state of the battery and how warm it is, etc. If it's been preconditioned, also if any other cars are charging. So that's rubbish, and they always put up to 80% because after that, after 80%, we know it takes ages to charge after that. So that means if you are travelling to Edinburgh from Manchester and you want to get back, you're basically going to have to, when you charge it up, you're going to have to wait around. Now we go over to the Peugeot. By the way, advance payment of £2,999. Okay, bear with me on this. Please listen me out. This is I'm trying to bring something that's informative, and I actually feel I should point out. Not many people, I haven't seen any people point this out. A full tank will cost you 75 quid on the hybrid. Travel around 635 miles on a full tank. That's it, you see. That's where it goes. If you can't charge at home, right, that £75 will get you 200 miles. So I know, because I've charged my car. Refuel without any lifestyle changes and an advance payment of £1,999. So it's £1,000 cheaper to get the hybrid, right, than it is the electric. Why would you do it? Why would you do it? Travel around 326 miles or travel around 635 miles. It makes no sense whatsoever. Yet the people that have contacted me who are on Motability have said that Motability are pushing people towards the electric route. If Motability is watching, I'd be interested to speak to one of your representatives on the video on the channel. Maybe tweet them. I'd love to listen to their view on it and see their point of view on it. Now, also, I actually looked online and I checked out about people with disabilities. bbc.co.uk, I'll put the link in the description. I'm not going to read all of this out, but there's a disabled driver who made the decision to move back to petrol. Shay Morgan from Edinburgh was forced to compromise as a disabled person after trying to do the right thing for the environment. Shay, 33, has a connective tissue disorder which affects mobility. Initially, Shay chose a fully electric Nissan Leaf to reduce environmental impact. However, with a deteriorating condition, a larger electric wheelchair was needed. And we can't fit my main power chair into the car right now. As a result, we're changing to a wheelchair accessible vehicle, which will prevail in January. If you read all into this, most of the I'm trying to get to the main points here. It says there are thousands of charging points across Scotland, but Shay said that there could be the source of further frustrations for disabled people beyond the cost of the vehicle. Most of the charges are up a curb. They are, and making them inaccessible for a wheelchair. This one here is up a curb, and it's also got the barriers there that you can't get your wheelchair past. I can't reach them to push any buttons or scan the card or stop charging, and that's fairly high up as well. So they have a point. The charging network are not taking into consideration people with disabilities. And there's another one here as well, and this is on a website called Crip Life. Disabled people excluded from electric car ownership by inaccessible charging infrastructure. I'll put the link to this in the description down below to both them links, to both them websites. But Why isn't anybody speaking about this? We're building a network, an infrastructure for an EV infrastructure, and we're not taking into consideration, or very few companies are taking into consideration, the fact that people who drive these cars as well do have disabilities in a world where we cannot discriminate against disability, race or colour, and yet these companies are, because they're putting them up curbs and making them inaccessible for people with disabilities. If you have or if you know anybody that has a Motability car, please let me know in the comment sections down below. Please share this video, because I feel rather strongly about it. I've owned this car for 3 years and I found it difficult enough to lift some of these chargers and get to them with all the things that are in the way, barriers that are in the way of them, etc. It's an absolute nightmare. You imagine now, excuse the camera work, right, but okay. So we've got just here, you've got this here, so that would be difficult to get over with your wheelchair, and then you've got the curb here and you've got these here. So, and this is fairly high up. Now Porsche, it's a different matter altogether. It's a private premises, but the actual public ones, the public charging points, none of them take into consideration. As I say, there's a very, very small margin that do the grid serve charging forecourts. Nearly tripped over that then, but there we go. It's a valid point. Nobody seems to be talking about it. Please give us a thumbs up and also share it on social media. And as I say, if you do have Motability, drop me a comment in the comment section. And also, if you'd be willing to go on camera, I would love to interview somebody who has a disability, who is on the Motability scheme and who has been cornered into having an electric car, or but they've been told to have an electric car. And also let me know how you would actually go on using the electric charge points. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. By the way, it's now 2:19 and I'm only at 62%. It's been charging 21 minutes. Imagine having a disability and having to wait around for your car to charge. Right, so it's now 2:44 in the afternoon. We're 98% charged. It took 46 minutes and 13 seconds. And I think there's a police officer car behind me, pulled a van over. Right, so there we go. Imagine that with a disability. See you later.